Finish a turf more. Burnley nil, West Ham nil. We've got to be beating these sides, and that's the bottom line. People say, it's good to get a point away from home, but if we want to be up there, we've got to be beating these sides. James, firstly, how are you?
I'm good, mate. I've just watched that, and should I watch the Formula One?
Yeah. Right, let's get into it then. So you were on the lineup show. We were pretty confident, I think I'd say. The first big moment, Craig Dawson was fouled in the box. Should have been a penalty. In your eyes, was it a penalty?
I think it was the right decision, mate. If I'm honest, I think he was looking for it more than anything. I really do, but nothing would have surprised us if it would have been given. But I will say this: if we would have had a penalty like that against us, I think we would all be going mad. So I think it was the right decision in the end.
I think, looking at the penalties that have been given this weekend, I think that's a stone wall if we're looking at. I mean, the United one, the Liverpool one, all of them, and that Chelsea one. I mean, all of them that have been given this weekend have been very soft. And he wiped him out. He wiped his legs out pretty much. I just don't understand how VAR can give it to Chelsea, Man United, Liverpool. They can't give it to West Ham. And we would have stepped up. We would have scored that. It would have been 1-0. We would have been talking about something completely different, but we can't, we can't blame a game where we were average at best on one VAR decision, I'm afraid. At half-time, what were you thinking?
At half-time, I thought we was playing okay, but we said no final killer pass or killer ball. Right? I thought Ben Rama played all right in the first half. I thought Antonio, first 10 minutes, I was not happy because he's tackling his own players and he's passing them all over the place. But he sort of livened up towards the end of the half. But yeah, Issa had a great chance, which Nick Pope saved, which was a good save, I must admit. But yeah, half time come at the right time and we needed to sort of freshen it up.
Yeah. I'm just having a look on Twitter and Antonio is getting it big time on Twitter.
I'm so glad he is, mate. Listen, I am so glad that people are starting to see what I've seen for a long time. There's no excuses now. This man can't keep getting a pass, and he gets a pass for the simple fact it's Mikel Antonio, and he's doing striker at the club, and that is all it is.
Yeah, well, going into the second half, I thought Ben Rama in the first half was okay, but second half I thought he came to life. I thought he was excellent in that second half, and when they saw flashes, I thought, yeah, for Lanzini that's probably the right call. Then I saw number 22 came up, and I was like, what on earth am I looking at?
It's the same old cliche, mate. And people come at me and say to me about Ben Rama, what are they saying today? I like to see what them people have to say today, because I thought Ben Rama was all right. I thought he played all right. He tried. He got into the right areas. Like he turned a defender, got to into the box, and Mikel Antonio's on the edge of the box when he should be near post. Like it's just, and then towards the end, right when the ball come up, I knew he was coming off. It's not a shock to me no more. It's the same old thing. 70th minute, Ben Rama's off, but I thought Moyes got the subs wrong, the wrong way round. I would have left Ben Rama on, took Lanzini off, put Flassage on. If you're going to go do that and keep trying to go for it, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. I don't understand it. But I wonder if Ben Rama will be the scapegoat today, because he always is.
No, I don't think he will be, and I'll be incredibly surprised if he is. But going into second half, we had some chances, and to be fair, near the end, Burnley came on top, and then the ball couldn't have fell any nicer to Thomas Souček right at the end. And you've got to get that on target. You've got to get that on target. Your thoughts on the second half on a whole?
Declan Rice is the reason why we are fighting on all fronts. That man carries us on his own, right? And all the players around him help him, but he's the main man. I thought he was absolutely first class again today. Like, you can't praise that man up enough. Really can't. Who do I look at? Bowen, lively, but just lively-ish. Souček, okay. steady. Do you know what I mean? Should he get on target? Yeah. But there's so many chances today where we should have done more in the final third. Like, it just seemed like to me that we was like Declan Rice can make like lung busting runs into the box, drive past people. Where is that from Bowen, Ben Rama? I will include Ben Rama in that, and Antonio. Where's them? Like, why is Antonio playing as a right winger all of a sudden? It just makes no sense to me. It really don't. And second half, I could see it fizzling out into a draw. The only positive thing about it is we didn't lose the game. That's the only positive.
Yeah. Let's head into the chat. Brad, hope you are well. A point as good as Turfmoor is a hard place to go. It is a hard place to go, but if we're challenging for these top spots, we need to be beating these sides like Brighton. We need to be beating these sides like Burnley today. And, you know, I thought this was one of our better performances in the last few weeks. I mean, I thought this was a lot better than Wolves, but there was just no end product final killer pass for me. And, you know, whoever got it, and we'll go into individual players, more of them in a second, but just we got it. And I mean, I'll tell you what, I'm going to go into it now. Honestly, one of Declan Rice's fantastic runs through, he looks for options. Mikel Antonio's basically stood next to him. Make a run, Antonio. Antonio made no runs. I'm like, you're looking at the screen and you're like, Antonio,
because the reason being is, Jake, I'm sorry to cut in, right? And I will say this to you, to all the people in the chat and all around the world, because Mikel Antonio is not a striker. He does not make striker runs. He does not take defenders away. He gets attracted to the ball because he's naturally a winger, and that is what they do. And until we get a striker in who is a natural striker, someone who knows his role like the back of his hand. And the problem is, I'm glad Mikel's going to get it tonight. And I hope they give it to him 1,000% because he's been getting away with murder, right? But the problem I have with it is you can't keep giving this geezer a pass if we're challenging for top four. You just can't do it. Like, and anyone who says, "Oh well, you can't do that because he's the top goal scorer for West Ham United," that's irrelevant. But we need him now to start help us out. If he can't do it, West Ham need to go out and buy someone who can. There's no discussion on that. For me with Mikel Antonio, I love him for what he's done at West Ham. He scored some great goals, right? A lot of them against Tottenham, right? So he will forever be a hero in my eyes. But sometimes them heroes fade away eventually, and you have to bring in a new hero and to step up to the role of playing for West Ham. And I feel that Mikel is starting to decline a bit. Like, he's not the same man as he was 2 years ago to how he is now. And I do honestly mean that. I think he does well in games and he works hard and he's a pest. But if you want him to score 20, 25 goals, right, which we do need, we need someone like that. He's not the man. And he really isn't.
Yeah. It's something that David Moyes has got to deal with. Will he change things up? I mean, West Ham fans probably want to change things up, and I probably do want to change things up and, you know, tell him to sit on the bench for a game or two. But then when we do that, we almost when we don't have Mikel Antonio and that stuff, we almost, you know, he's not great, but we almost lose our identity. We still end up lumping the ball up, and if we've got Bowen down the middle, he's not going to win a header. But then, to be fair, I could contradict myself there and say Antonio won about 2 headers today.
See, the thing is, the best way of describing that is when was the last time Mikel Antonio scored the header?
Yeah.
And the answer to that is a long time. It's a long time ago. So how can we be going hoofball or crossing it into him when he is not scoring any headers? Fair enough, the rest of the boys are. Your Součeks, your Dawsons, your whoever, they're all scoring headers, but even Ben Rama scored a header this season. Mikel Antonio hasn't, and the problem is Mikel Antonio isn't the same player as he was. Like, he was profound, right, for headering the ball, for scoring headers. He does not do that at all now.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, to be fair, I look at it, and the last time Mikel Antonio scored in the Premier League was October, November, December. That's 2 or 3 months since our strikers last scored a Premier League goal. We could talk about it all we like, but let's move on. Our defence, Arthur Masuaku, how do you think he coped? I mean, I personally thought he did okay. A couple of bad passes and defensive. You know, that's what you're going to get with Arthur. I thought he offered a bit of pace, end products, ball in, whatever wasn't quite there, but it wasn't there for any of our players today.
No, I agree. I thought Maz played all right today in both halves. Like, I thought he defensively, I always thought that Burnley won't get in behind him because he's like, do you know what I mean? I didn't see him getting in behind really. And for me, I thought he done all right. I thought the whole back four done all right. I thought Issa done well, Dawson, they were steady. It's more the attack that's the problem today. Like, if you go through the team, the back four I thought was pretty solid and reasonable.
Yeah.
Souček was just Souček, gets about the pitch, puts the yards in. Declan Rice is just an absolute phenomenon, world-class player, and he's the man that's driving us forward. And I say Ben Rama played all right, and I say Bowen played all right, but Lanzini wasn't as effective as he was like last week. And even then last week, I thought to myself, he played okay, but he wasn't putting up any trees. And then you've got Mikel Antonio, mate, who, as I've said before, and I've said it on different platforms, and I've said it on different stations and everything. At the end of the day, Mikel Antonio has been here 6 years. He's got to be leading by example. And if he does not lead by example, how are any of the other players leading by example? Problem is, Declan Rice is leading by example. And the commentator said a brilliant line on as I was watching the game. He said Declan Rice seems like he's had enough and he's just taking the ball and trying to do it himself.
Heard that as well, yeah.
Yeah, so it was basically, that to me says it all, really.
Yeah. Oh, I agree, yeah. That line there was bang. We'll wait for David Moyes' press conference in the coming minutes. That will be interesting. But yeah, on a positive though, Dawson and Diop thought were solid. I thought Diop at no point looked exposed, as I feared. He didn't look at all in trouble at any point, and I thought defensively we handled with it well. Vidra came on in the second half, and I thought he did more in half an hour than what Chris Wood did in an hour. I thought he looked pretty dangerous, to be honest with you, compared to Chris Wood.
Yeah, listen, Chris Wood's a one-trick pony, mate. I've always said that. He scored a couple of goals, and people think, "Oh, he's the next big thing." Not for me. He's just another Andy Carroll, but just younger and don't get injured as much. Yeah, I thought all of our four, as I say, I thought Kafal. I must admit, Kafal played well today. He was trying his hardest, like crossing balls in, working hard, and everything. It's just a frustrating day. It really is. But the only positive I can put on it is if we draw this game and we beat Arsenal on Wednesday, then this game might not be an issue. But we have to get something at Arsenal now. But if we're going for top four, we have to get something against Arsenal. So two is bad.
Yeah, I completely agree. One thing I was going to mention as well is we had a good 12, 13, 14 corners today. I think we put 2 decent ones into the box. Our crossing, our free kick delivery, our corner taking was poor today. Honestly, every single time I put the ball into the box, it either Pope caught it or it hit the first man. And I'm like, what has happened? It was like the same on Thursday night as well. We couldn't put a decent ball into the box.
I think Burnley had that sussed, mate. If I'm honest, I think Nick Pope had that sussed and all. I think this thing that Antonio does on the goalkeeper, he tries to like sort of brush the goalkeeper away so the players can come in. I think teams are figuring that out now. Like they're starting to figure out, like the good teams. Burnley, I know Burnley are not a really great side, but they're a well organised side, and their back line has been there for a long time, so they know. Yeah, do you know what I mean? And look. Even there, we're 3 hammers, right? Antonio, I can't take it anymore. So it says it all. Like, and the thing is, Jake, and this is the thing with this YouTube game, right? You will say something, people come at you and criticise, right? I wonder if them same people will criticise Antonio today, because he deserves to be criticised today. Like, there's no Jamaica. He ain't come back from Jamaica, right? He's had a week's rest, right? What's the excuse this week? Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, like, what, he didn't turn up because he didn't fancy it. It's, to me, Yeah, Moyes got the subs wrong today, and he's got his favourites, and Mikel Antonio is one of them. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, I can see. I can see the only couple of changes I can see was, to be honest with you, I can see Lanzini dropping back out again because I think he was great today.
Luke said he's here if you want him.
I'll drop the link.
But
Dan, I'll get your comment in just a second. I'm just going to nip the link over to Luke. Yeah, at the end of the day, now I think we could see Fornals come back in for Lanzini on Wednesday night. And listen, I don't know. I'm gonna do a video about Antonio. And
the problem is, Jake. The problem is, people compare him to. Like, I've seen people compare him to West Ham greats. Right, he's not a West Ham great, even though he's a top Premier League goal scorer. He's not a West Ham great, right? And I'm not going to fully knock Antonio because what he's done has been amazing for us. Yeah, but there comes a time where you've reached your peak and then you start to decline a little bit. Now, let's be honest. Outside of the top 6, say like the standard Super 6. Where does really Antonio go? Really, like he should be privileged to be playing for West Ham because he don't like. Would he go Palace or somewhere like that? And would he be as effective there? I don't think he would. And for me, I'm going to float around social media in a little while, and I'm going to be pulling people up who have been saying about me because the way I look at it is, I only talk fact. I don't talk fiction. And the fact is, Antonio is a player who has done very, very well at West Ham, but there comes a time where we need fresh ideas and energy. He's got the work rate, but he hasn't got the burst of pace that we need up front, especially with that front 4, but front 3 with him included. So we'll see.
Dan from Turfmoor House is very well played today. I said we set up defensively. We were lucky to get a point. Fair, you were on top at the end. And, different things would have happened and we would have won that. But, other things could happen. We need to stop this. Vital points are getting dropped. I completely agree, Joshua. January will be vital for us. Oh, here he is. Look, what happened to... Hang on. Before you start boasting, last night, Tufty, you were telling all of us that you were going to thrash Leicester today. What was it, 4-0? I mean, I know...
4-0 today, was it?
Yeah, 4-0. Yeah. Tufty said, we're going to smash them, we are. I mean, we didn't have a great result, but come on, Tufty, don't come. Come on.
We didn't lose.
Yeah, we didn't lose. Here he is. Oh, look, we're in the Arse Luke studio as well.
I have to do it on my phone, boys, sorry.
That's all right. You right, mate?
I put up Peach like on my phone. What's happening, dog?
What was your thoughts on the game then, Luke?
Oh, very, very frustrating. And like I say, with Antonio, I agree with James. It's time, it's been about 5 or 6 games now. It's not 1 or 2, it's 5 or 6 games. I think Paul texted me saying he hasn't actually scored since September, I believe.
October, I think, start of October.
Oh, maybe October, yeah, but I don't know, mate. He just don't do nothing. He gets to the edge of the box, gives the ball away. He don't make a run into the box when the cross comes in. I don't know, mate. Just frustrated today. Listen, we're still 4th. I'm happy with that. The clean sheet's fantastic as well for that defence as well. Masaraku, Diop, and Dawson. You wouldn't have thought they could keep a clean sheet. But yeah, frustrating. Yeah,
very frustrating. Have we just got to move past this now and look towards the much, much bigger game, in my opinion, that's Arsenal in the week?
That's a huge game, mate. It's huge. And I work with a lot of Arsenal fans as well, so that's a game I really don't want to lose. They look okay, but they're not, they're not invisible. We can hurt them. And if you get at them, and I believe we will, it'll be one of them games where we get up for it. Probably high scoring, always like sort of 3-2, 3-3 against Arsenal, and it's always very high scoring. So, yeah, tough game on Wednesday.
Yeah. Tufty, we beat Leicester 4-1. You lost 4-0. Pipe down, mate. Pipe down. Honestly. James, what would you like to see change for Wednesday?
I honestly don't know. That's our strongest team we've got today, and we've gone up to Burnley, and we've done really not a lot so to speak. I just think they need a good telling off. Well, I was going to say something there, but they need a good sorting out and saying like, listen, they use because the way I look at this is Declan Rice is leading by example for his performances on the pitch. Declan Rice never slips below a 7 out of 10 ever. Like he's always
fantastic today. Fantastic.
Yeah, mate. And that is the sort of standard that Declan wants around him. And the commentator, as I said before, you come on, Luke. The commentator turned around and said that Declan Rice seems like he's had enough, and he's just taking the ball and just driving at these people because our front line can't do it. And it's honestly, I'm frustrated that with Drew. Obviously, it's a point gained, right?
Yeah.
But if you're going for top 4 and you're going to paradise, you've got to be beating these teams around you, and these teams like Burnley and Brighton, for instance, we've got 2 points out of 6, which really we should be beating both of them teams. So for me on Wednesday, I want to see us go for it against Arsenal. Like I think Arsenal are there for the taking, but we can't play like this sort of lethargic way. It's got to be up tempo. And if Antonio's not playing well, yeah, he needs to be subbed. Like,
I agree, mate. I agree.
And that is it. Like, he's not. I just don't understand what people see. Like, and today was funny, really, because as I'm watching the game, I'm seeing Bowen up front, and I'm seeing Antonio on the right hand side, a right winger. Like, it's pretty pointless. You might have just like gone with a false 9 or something like that. But yeah, we'll see, mate. We'll see. Arsenal's the one though. If we beat Arsenal, then I'd say like we're back in it. I asked for 7 points this week. We've got 1 point. Now we need 2 wins before next Saturday. So we will see.
James, I'm going to ask you this question first because I just seen someone put it on Twitter, and the question is Vlasic playing worse than Mikel Antonio?
Bloody good question, mate. Very, very good question. Because I'll tell you what everyone will say, and Luke will probably agree with me on this. He's got credit in the bank, Antonio. That's everything I keep hearing. Oh, but he's look what he's done before. The best way of summing this up, a £33.5 million player shouldn't be getting overtook by Lanzini. He shouldn't. Lanzini shouldn't be in front of Vlasic, right? But Mikel Antonio just seems like he gets the treatment every time. Like it's always like free pass every single time. So for me, who's the worst? I think they're both the same, mate. I think since Mikel's gone to Jamaica, he's come back a completely different player, and he has not. Like people use the excuse at Wolves and say, "Oh, we come back from Jamaica and this and that." Come on, now, like it ain't the first time that. I think the last goal he scored was Leeds away. I think it was the 2-1 win. I think it was that, right? That's a couple of months. Like, do you know what I mean? And the answer to the question is, I think they're both playing as bad as each other, really. But one's 33.5 million and one's been here 6 years.
So the question to you, Luke, is somebody's just put on Twitter, I play Vlasic up top against Arsenal. Is Antonio playing as bad enough to be dropped for Nikola Vlasic to get a start? Because let's be real, Antonio is probably in his worst spell in a long time.
For a long time, yeah. It's a good question. It's a good question because during the game, I thought when Benrahma come off, actually, I thought I would have took Antonio off for Vlasic to see if that would have worked. So maybe there is a chance for him to start. The defence I have of Vlasic is, and I keep saying it in my videos, is what is his position? I can't work out what his actual position is. Is he a centre attacking mid? Is he right? Is he left? Is he a striker? He needs a run of games in the team, and that's where I'll defend him as well. You can't judge someone if they're only getting half hours here, half hours there. You know, he needs like 3 or 4 games.
But the thing is,
Antonio's not playing well enough. He's not. And I'm not. I will take the hits. I don't care today. He's not playing well enough.
But does Vlasic deserve to start, though, in your opinion?
Not really, no. But then who else is there?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I know what you're saying.
If we don't get a striker in January, we may as well say the top 4 is not going to happen. And that's not because We're not good enough. It's just we won't have enough. We will not have enough to get there. And that's not me being really negative, but we need a striker in January. 1,000,000%.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Dan says, sorry, Chip, that's why quite a good game, and the point is surely a positive evening. Well, yeah, not for us. Probably it is for you down in the dumps. Newcastle lost, so that's all right for you. So you're you got a bit off of Newcastle now. Well, 1 point, but yeah, right. 5 at the back with Deck, and then bring in Noble for the next one. Oh, I don't see that. Oh, Noble. Oh, Noble versus.
No, Cresswell has to be back for Arsenal.
Surely, mate. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to wait and see, because I very much doubt that David Moyes will blast it everywhere all over social media with him to say that Cresswell's back. He'll keep it very close to his chest, as he has done throughout the whole of Cresswell's injury. But yeah, not. I could see why you're saying put Declan in 5 at the back, but if we're going to do that, it's got to be Crow in midfield.
You lose everything in midfield.
Yeah. The problem is with it, Jake. It all goes back to the summer, and this has been like, and Luke will probably agree with me on this. Yeah, we've always been asking for a striker, and we've never really replaced Haller. All we've done is just gone like square pegs and round holes. And what it is, we've got too many players who play pretty much the same position. Really, like we can pick out like Lanzini, Vlasic, Benrahma, Fornells. They can all play as a 10. You don't need 4 number 10s at your club. You need centre forwards, and you need options. And he's got loads of options, but he's got no he's got no striker. And it's like, I don't know. I'm going to ask Luke this. Luke, why do you feel that people have got this persona that Antonio can't be A, subbed or B, dropped?
I don't know, mate. It's one of them that, like, I was texting Paul, texting me old man during the game, saying exactly the same thing. It's like, if you slag him off, you get absolute pelters.
Yeah.
Like,
I know that.
Slag Antonio off.
Yeah.
But for me, mate, he should get dropped. I think that is the problem. He thinks there's no competition for his place. So I don't know whether he's playing a bit half-hearted. I'm not saying he don't try hard, but I don't know. He just hasn't got that little bit of pressure behind him. Sometimes that helps you. And that's what we need. And there is people out there. Origi's out there. Martial's out there. There are players out there to go and get in January.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Let's have a look at some of your questions. Yeah. Dan, I've got your video. Thank you very much. I'll upload that in a second. Thank you very much, sir. Let's take some more of your comments. Oh, here we go. Just wait till we get our players in January. Just keep on talking, Tufty. Keep on talking your way to the championship, my friend. Beating Burnley not for everyone. Oh, well, we'll see on Wednesday, won't we, Arsenal for life? Because you come in every now and then. You take the mick out of West Ham, so we'll see what happens when you crumble against the top half side. Royce looks very frustrated with the team missing chances today. Yeah, he did. He really, really did. I don't know. It's just deflating, I think. And we look at it, and once again, I'm going to say it. We say it every week when we play these not rubbish sides, because that's unfair. But when we play these sides, we should be beating. That game cried out for Martial. Not Martial. Christ, Martial's in my head. Lingard, sorry. This game cried out for another ball player to help out Declan Rice, to carry the ball from midfield, not because it felt like Declan Rice was doing it on his own. And he'd get to the byline, he'd get to the box, and he's like, "Was somebody going to move? I've just ran 50 yards with the ball gone past 4 players. Can somebody at least just give me an option?" But no.
Gamble.
And do you know what does it though, Jake? And what really does it is if Declan Rice can do that, why can't others do it? I know not everyone's like Declan Rice. I understand that, but it got to a stage today where Declan Rice was playing as a striker, a defender, and a midfielder. He was doing everything. He was having shots. He was and it's frustrating. The Arsenal game's just become massive now, though. Like if we'd have beat Burnley, we could have went to Arsenal and gone, right, we played a game, whatever happens, and we move on to Norwich. But the Arsenal game's massive now. If we are going for top 4, we have to go to Arsenal really and win. We really can't draw at Arsenal, right? Because you need to be beating your rivals basically, and it's frustrating. It is frustrating today because it just seems like we're getting to a stage where we need freshening up front even now.
Yeah. Luke, what would you like to see change and happen? And just, I feel like we seem to be saying it all too often now. We need a mix up. We need some fresh, just something fresh in there, because we're getting very predictable in everything we do.
It's really hard, mate, because we're literally down to bare bones in terms of, who Moyes trusts to play for the team. Obviously, Cresswell, I'd like to see come back if he's fit. Obviously, Diop and Dawson have to play. Sufel has to play because there's no one else. Rice and Sojek have to play. There's no one else. I would keep Lanzini in. And I know you said about Lanzini might be one that keeps. He scored a couple of goals and he's been okay, and he likes a London derby goal. That's the only reason I'd keep him in. I've missed Fornells. I want Fornells back in. But I don't know. With Antonio, there's no one else. That is the problem. There's no one else.
Yeah. Here's the question then. So you want Fornals in, but you want to keep Lanzini in. One of them's got to go. Who starts on Wednesday?
Lanzini gets dropped, yeah. Because Fornals, I love Fornals. I love Pablo Fornals. He's one of my favourite players.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Right then, we're just going 50 seconds, a little break, because we're going to go over to Dan, Burnley fan, who watched the game from the stadium today, with his little reaction.
Share of a point. I called it. I said a point. Not exactly 2-2 or 2-1 like you said, Jake, but a point. It's a scrappy game. You had the best of it. Your fans were backing you. Possession-wise, probably 98% to you, 2% to us. So, yeah, just take it as it comes. I'd took a point. As long as we get 3 on Wednesday night, then I'll be happy. But, yeah, no creativity in this Burnley side. It's worrying me, really worrying me. Without Cornet, there's nothing. Yeah, my throat's going because towards the end of the game, it got a bit scrappy. So, balls got slapped and a couple of other things. But yeah, that was it. Point shared. Take that into Wednesday. Solid point. Hopefully 3 on Wednesday. But good luck for the rest of the season.
You were 2 things in that video. Thank you very much, Dan, for that. You were Dan, and you heard West Ham are massive everywhere we go. Just like over the top of everything. Fair play to them West Ham fans. I mean, you heard it on the telly as well. Barcelona, we are coming for you. We just heard everything on there. Fair play to them West Ham fans.
How did you get Ed Sheeran on the show?
Everyone says that. Thank you very much, Dan, for extending that over. But here's the final question then to you, James. Considering that we have 4 big, or let's say considering our probably first options of a back 4, we got 4 defenders out. Is that a good result?
No, mate. Sorry, but it's not. If you're going for top 4, you've got to be going to Burnley and win. Like, it's not today. I think we've got to give the defence credit. I think they've done absolutely everything what they could. I thought all 4 of them were solid. It's just that up front we're lacking that cutting edge, and it comes and goes. It comes in spells. Like, how can West Ham go and play a 3-2 game against Liverpool, a 3-2 game against Chelsea, and then go up to Burnley and can't create anything really? Like, and the stuff that they did create was pretty Bob standard, really. Do you know what I mean? So. It's not about the defence today, mate. It's frustrating, don't get me wrong. But we're going to have little blips in the road until we get this addressed in January and Daniel gets his checkbook out. I do believe that come January, it's make or break. I said it last year. I said this time last year, I said we need to make sure in January, if we're going to progress up, we need to go out and sign in January. This January is going to be bigger. We need to make sure that if Jesse Lingard's coming, 1st of Jan, bang, done. Not 30th of Jan. If we're going to get a striker, even loan a striker, just get someone. If we can't, there's billions of people on this planet, and if we can't go and get a backup striker, then there is something drastically wrong. There is, and there's no favour. Then to me, that just says favouritism for Antonio, and then it becomes more about Antonio than it does the team, which is not right. So we need a backup striker in Jan, but. It's not about our defence today, mate. It's frustrating, but we've got Arsenal next, where we just never win there. But if we're going to do something, we've done this 2 weeks ago. We've got a draw against Burnley in a poor game, and then I said to you that we will turn up against Chelsea, and we did.
Yeah.
And I hope we turn up on Wednesday against Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. Luke, what load of rubbish, couldn't finish a sandwich. Yeah, to be fair, your boy Roberto wasn't even there to jazz things up. Luke, was he? Just everything about it was just ugh. Luke, would you say that considering our injuries and the circumstances that's a good result, or are you agreeing with James?
On my review, I said the classic line of you respect any point away from home in the Premier League. Very good defensive performance, like James said, but listen, if we want top four, we have to win them games. We do. And I hate talking like that because, we're West Ham, we always think, oh yeah, top six would be great. But we've got to, I want top four. I want us to go and do that. And like James says, January's so important. I think Hojsek will come in on loan, mate. But with Hojsek, will Moyes start him? This guy's only, 21, Hojsek? Will he go, oh no, he's too young, we need to give him time? And then before you know it, that time's March. And then he wouldn't have played enough. That's my fear with Hojsek coming in on loan.
I think West Ham are sponsored by Rolex for all this time we keep giving players. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%.
That's my fear with anyone that comes in. If it's Origi, if it's Martial, you'll say, oh, he needs time. And like I say, before you know it, then you run out of time. We need someone who's going to go straight in. Like Lingard, if he comes in, will go straight in. But yeah, not disastrous point today, mate. But we should be winning them games. We should be winning them.
Yeah. I thought the say was he says I thought Benny had some good moments in the game. Yeah, he was going into the game and then bang off. I'm like, this is like last season again. This is honestly. Royce was fantastic as always. He certainly was. And Dan, who comes on chat every now and then, put some stuff on Twitter just to sum up his performance. 70 total touches, 82.7% pass accuracy, 19 final third passes attempted, 15 final third passes completed, 10 ball recoveries, 4 take-ons, 3 completed, and 2 fouls won. Superb from our man Declan Rice. Benny can do what he wants, but if there's no one in the box, what's the point? Exactly. And Rice did it a few times. Honestly, Rice, that's one of the best attacking performances we've seen from Declan Rice in a West Ham shirt. And he got to the edge of the box, and he's like, and we said it earlier. He's like, he was getting fed up. He's like, is anybody just going to move, or am I just doing this for the sake of it? Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much. Last comment from Luke. Vlasic actually tried to get into the. Click that off. Vlasic actually tried to get into the 6-yard box, but then they had an 8-man defence. Exactly. We put a corner into the box. There's about 3 West Ham players, about 8 Burnley players in there, and just nothing worked in the final third in the end. And I think we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, James, as always.
No worries, mate. Roll on Wednesday.
Roll on Wednesday, indeed. And thank you very much to you, Luke, as well, for jumping.
No worries.
So, come on, your ones. We've got to come back and we've got to get those 3 points at the Emirates on Wednesday. I'll be there hoping that we can get the 3 points, because not only does a lot of Luke's workmates support Arsenal, my 2 best mates support Arsenal as well, and I just can't handle it, honestly.
No, I can't.
So please, West Ham, if you're going to do it against Arsenal. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.